Hi there. So I just wanted to jump in and give a quick introduction about what's going to be happening in this video. I have a love for putting in front zips into my bra patterns. Um, it just makes it so much easier to put on. I've got an issue with my right shoulder, and sometimes putting the bra overhead isn't comfortable, but the biggest problem that I have with bras that don't have any opening closures, opening closures, um, is that I can't remove them by myself. Like, I need help to get out of them. Sometimes my shoulder will kind of get locked into place with the tight constricting bands and things, so it's not only uncomfortable, but it can be a little dangerous. And I know a lot of people have similar things, or arthritis, or just shoulder issues in general. And so being able to put a zipper into your bras is a really great trick to learn. So I'm making this video for George and Ginger pattern specifically, which I'll go ahead and link down below. It's a new release, and these bra patterns are just so much fun, and I can't wait to make more of them, which I'm sure I will be making many. The instructions for these patterns are, as always, so great. You can follow along pretty easily. And then if you ever want to do any hacks or additions to the included patterns, you can go ahead and do that, usually pretty easily. This one specifically has taken me a little bit to get down to do correctly and nicely. I'm still working on one issue, which you'll see later on in the video, but I hope you are able to follow along, and I hope that you learn how to install zippers into your bras so that you can put them on much easier. As always, any questions, comments, you can leave them down below. If you ever have a video request, I'm always more than happy to attempt to do them and hopefully learn along with you. So let's go ahead and get into it. Just for reference, this is a back pattern, which you'll understand a little better when you go over and take a look at the pattern packages. This is a back pattern, and I'm using option Q for the back piece. All right, enjoy. So these are my pieces for the front of the back views of the pattern sets. I just wanted to show the only differences that I'm doing to add this zipper to the front of this bra is, instead of cutting the two pieces, this is a lining and this is the main fabric, and instead of cutting them on the fold, I've actually just cut them two mirrored pieces for each. And then also the band is cut into two pieces mirrored instead of cutting on the fold. So just instead of that fold line, you're just gonna cut right on it. That's the only change that you have to do to add a zipper front to this pattern. Okay, so I'm ready to start working on the front pieces for my bra, and as you remember, I made a cut. Instead of doing these on the fold, I did these mirrored. So these are the two main fabric pieces, those are the two lining pieces. And so I'm going to go ahead and just follow the instructions just as they're written, and attach them at the neckline. Obviously there's two pieces, so we'll go ahead and do those twice. And the pieces are right sides together. Everything the same as the instructions, just with two pieces instead of the one combined piece. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and attach those, and we'll be back for the next step. Okay, so the tops have been sewn together. I went ahead and folded them so that they're right side out, and then I did clip them. I used the serger to do that top stitch there, so I clipped them back so that they're lying flat and smooth. I'm going to go ahead and install the zipper now. So just something to keep in mind with adding this portion here, I'm using a 7-inch zipper, and it's a bit chunky so that it has some strength to it. I found these on Amazon with these fun little pulls. I'll go ahead and attach or insert a link down below if I can do that. This zipper is a really good length. It may not look like it, but when we install this, we're going to go ahead and fold this back, and we want for this portion to be snug in this top fold as well as we can. And it is long for this front piece, but remember we do have a band that we are going to be attaching later on. Installation for a zipper is a little tricky just because like visualizing how it's supposed to be. So I have the right sides facing me. This is the way that the bra should look along with the zipper. This is the way that it should look. And so what I do is kind of visualize this piece needs to be placed sandwiched in between these two layers. So I just remember left side needs to be inside this one, right? So I'm going to go ahead and open this up and put them so that they're right sides together. The left side of this needs to be sandwiched and attached to this side. So what I'm going to do is take this and turn it over. I just turned it upside down. And remember, this needs to be folded. And you can sew this down beforehand, and you want it to be kind of angled so that it flares out and doesn't get in the way of the teeth later on. And then when we stitch this in place here, you can trim off the little excess, or leave it. It doesn't really get in the way. And line this up nicely. So then I'm going to go ahead and place a few clips and attach this to this side like this. I'm going to put this lining down on top of it as well and clip it together. And then I'm going to go ahead and sew with my zipper foot and attach the zipper here. Then I'll come back and do the same thing for the other side. Okay, so I'm back with the left side attached to the zipper. That looks really good. So now we're going to go ahead and do the right one. And to do that, you want to have the zipper still attached, and we're going to go ahead and pin it in here. Again, we need to turn this inside out, just like that. Okay. I'm going to unpin just one of those. So lining up, you can trim all your little bits. And so we're visualizing this sandwiched in here. And because we're doing it so that the pieces are, these are the right sides and they're going to be sandwiched right sides together, right? When we open it up, we want the teeth to be on the outside. So when we sew it, the teeth on the zipper tape are going to be pointing inside. You shouldn't be able to see the teeth. And this time I'm actually going to go ahead and show you. Bear with me, I'm doing this one-handed. So I'm undoing the zipper now, and I'm using a separating zipper, so I'm going to go ahead and completely undo this. And I'm taking the piece. Teeth are the way that they go, but we're going to sew it in now, and teeth are going to go inside, so you just turn the tape over. And now I'm going to line this up, and you just want the edges lined up like this, and then we take the lining, place it over, and obviously I'm going to go back and do this with both hands and clip them so that they're nicely lined up, and then I'll sew that down. Okay, be right back. Okay, so my zippers are now attached to both of my front pieces, and they're turned so that they're wrong sides on the outside, and you just want to lay them this in this direction so that you can keep track of which side is getting attached to which. So these are the main fabrics on top, and my lining is on the bottom. And so I'm going to go ahead and follow the instructions to attach the fronts to the back, and you do want them to be undone so that you can continue following the instructions as they are, and just treat this as two separate pieces. Okay, so here is the front attached to the back. It's looking really nice. This may or may not be an issue coming up, but I'm going to go ahead and attach the band now, and I will show you how to do that with the zipper in the center. Okay, so these are my band pieces. I know initially I said that you can cut these out without cutting them on the fold and just do two mirrored pieces. That was actually not necessary. You can still cut it on the fold, but if you don't have enough fabric, sometimes this is a nice option to be able to still cut out the piece without doing it on the fold into two pieces, and then just have an added seam on this. So I'm going to go ahead and just attach these together as if they were on the fold. The band will be a little bit snugger that way. I'm only using a 1/4 inch seam allowance, which won't make the biggest difference, but it will be slightly snugger. So if you are cutting an item or a piece that's supposed to be cut on the fold and not cutting it on the fold, either cut the piece like double the dimensions if it's a straight piece like this, or you can add in the seam allowance to each piece, 1/4 inch to each piece, so that it will be the intended size. But I'm going to go ahead and do that here, and then we're going to attach it to the bra. Okay, so I'm getting ready to attach the band to the bra, and the bra is with the right side up, and it's open at the zip, just like this. And along with the prepping of the band, so we've got all the lines marked there really nicely, just like the instructions tell us to. I also folded back the edge 1/4 inch on the short side. So when we go to line this up, we want this to be folded back and to match the other seam allowances. And then I'm going to go ahead and clip this along the bottom edge and sew from edge to edge all the way around, making sure to stretch so that this fits nicely all the way around. And then I will show you how we go ahead and close that up. So the band is now in place. I've attached that. It looks really good. Now the only thing left to do is to line, I'm going to make sure that these are nicely lined up here, and stitch down along the zipper and the last little bit that extends past, making sure that the raw edges are tucked underneath. Yay, zipper's in. It is still a little shifted off to the side. I'm not going to worry about it. I'll be more careful next time, but there's an installed zipper, and I'll show you the back, which looks really nice. Make sure you get all the loose bits of thread and everything, and you've got a sports bra. There is one last thing that I forgot to mention. These zippers, while they do have a lot of strength here in the teeth, they do have a tendency to slip down, especially with the fabric pulling on them. So what I found is if I attach a hook and eye up here at the very top, that completely solves the issue. So I'm going to go ahead and attach these. Doesn't really matter which side, but you can attach them. I did my last one onto the zipper tape, and then I'll show you how that looks once it's in. All right, and that's the finished look with the little clasp in there, and that'll hold the zipper up nicely. And this is what it looks like on. All done.